Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Yarado Krikorian from the News Center in Damascus. President Bashar al-Assad has affirmed that the opposition is a political structure that has a popular rank and file as well as a clear political program. It is a national, internal structure, not mercenaries from abroad, and it does not take orders from foreign sides. It does not accept foreign intervention, and it does not carry arms, the president asserted.
In an interview with Al-Mayadeen satellite channel transmitted yesterday evening, President al-Assad said, "We have no problem in conversing with any side provided that such side abandons armament and terrorism and stops calling on foreigners to intervene in Syria, whether militarily, politically or in any form. We cannot claim that in any state of the world, no matter how small it may be and regardless of the number of its population, the people would be unanimous over one certain policy. It is natural that different blocs and different political factions exist," the president said. President al-Assad pointed out that if the Geneva conference due to be held on Syria stipulates the halt of financing and arming terrorists, then there will be no problem finding a solution to the crisis in Syria. The president added that the Syrian problem is not complicated, as certain sides try to show. The complications come from foreign intervention. Saudi Arabia is implementing the U.S. policy to the letter and is publicly supporting terrorist groups in Syria financially, politically, militarily and in news media, the president said. If the Qatari prince wants to change the Qatari policy towards Syria, then his country should stop intervening in Syria's internal affairs and stop supporting the terrorists. In reply to a question whether Syria is exposed to such an assault mainly because of its foreign strategy and well-known stance, President al-Assad affirmed that this is something certain which cannot be denied. On the Turkish role in the crisis in Syria, President al-Assad said facts speak for themselves, as Turkey has actually opened camps for the terrorists. It has also opened its airports for them, as well as its borders, to facilitate their movement, their supplies and their maneuvers. President al-Assad referred to the failure of the project planned for Syria, noting that there were more than one project, some seeking partition, others a civil war, and others just the overthrowing of the Syrian state. The mere defeat of such projects is considered as a victory, the president asserted. President al-Assad affirmed that the Syrian Arab army is advancing forward. Such advancement is ascribed to the progress on the ground in many provinces. However, the important thing is the internal factor, as the terrorists have now lost many elements of power, including the popular incubator, which they had enjoyed before in a limited way, as they were deceived by the misleading news media. Added to this is the foreign factor, which has changed through the knowledge that many countries have acquired, namely that the picture on the ground is completely different from what is presented on TV screens. On a question on the changes in Arab countries and the current Arab situation, President al-Assad said, "We are passing now through a stage of transformations which has been falsely called Arab Spring. A spring cannot be that of killing. I believe the most dangerous thing in such transformations is the Arab schizophrenia, as there are things that have consecrated such differences in the Arab region for more than 4 decades. It is an attempt to blow up the Arab society from the inside without using weapons of mass destruction. The main problem is religious extremism, and if we do not deal with this problem, any other Arab measure will be unsuccessful and will have no weight," the president stressed.